The other night, I was laying down, and the Lord told me to read Mark chapter 5, and specifically the parts about the woman with the issue of blood. And one thing that just was really burning in my spirit is her desperation. You know, that story talks about how she suffered with her condition for many, many years, and there was no doctors who could help her. She spent all her money trying to get free from this situation, trying to get free from this ailment that plagued her body, but nothing was able to help her. But as soon as she heard that Jesus would be in the vicinity, she made sure to go and to be near him, because she said, if I can only touch the hem of his garment, if I can only touch his clothes, then I will be healed. I think about it. The word of God talks about how there were crowds of people all around Jesus. Many people were touching him. And I think about this lady. She pressed her way through the crowd. And she pressed her way through because she had enough faith to believe and to know that if she just touched Jesus's garment, that she would be made whole. And that's so powerful because of all the people who were surrounding Jesus. This woman, in her agony, in her pain, in her discomfort, she didn't let the crowds of people stop her from getting to Jesus. She pressed her way through, regardless of how she was feeling, regardless of everything that had been going on in her life, regardless of how discouraged she may have been. She made it a point that nothing was going to stop her from moving closer to Jesus, from getting closer to Jesus in order to touch the hem of his garment. And I just have this question for you guys today. How desperate are you for your breakthrough? How desperate are you for your healing? See, in this American society that we live in the Western church, we live in such a privileged society. We don't have to deal with any persecution or anything, and we want everything quickly. We want our quick church services and to go home and just enjoy the rest of the service. But some of us wonder why we still remain bound in certain situations and certain things of life. It's because we don't have that desperation to push through. I love this saying that people came up with years ago called push, and it says pray until something happens. I think about the old school saints. My dad used to tell me about how they used to have all night prayers back in the day. And I think about the power that they walked in, the authority that they walked in. I've literally seen this man with my own eyes cast demons out of people, lay hands on people and see them recover. And the reason why those saints had that type of power is because they had a desperation for God. Nothing else was more important than the Father. Nothing else was more important to Jesus. Whatever they needed to do to get to Jesus, they did it. And we are so comfortable nowadays. We want everything to come easy. But I want to challenge you guys to push, to continue to press forward, continue to confess scriptures over your situation, continue to pray, continue to believe God until you see the breakthrough, until you see the manifestation of what it is that you're praying for. Think about this revelation for 1 second. There was many people who was touching Jesus, but this one lady's touch is what got his attention. It's because she had a touch of faith. It is her faith that healed her. Her desperation. Out of everybody else who was around, Jesus acknowledged her. Even the disciples said to him, Lord, how can you ask who touched me when all these people are surrounding you and touching you? But I just want to challenge you today to increase your faith, to increase your desperation, because there's many prayers that go to God, but let your prayers be the one that touches his heart. Let your prayer be the one that gets his attention, because you're praying in desperation, because you're praying in faith. And as long as you continue to pursue God, know that he will come through for you, that the blessing will come, the healing will come, the breakthrough will come. Trouble doesn't last always. Get desperate for God, and you will see mighty moves of his power in your life. God bless you.